Hey guys, hope you fine folk are having a fantastic day today. Today we had GameStop's third quarter earnings report, and the numbers were incredibly bullish. We saw shorters and manipulators take advantage early in the after hours, dipping the price from 174 all the way down to 160. The manipulation was pretty vast, but it takes nothing away from the fundamental and potential that GameStop has. There is only one thing to know about this report, and it's that GameStop's comeback is undeniable. I want to talk about what was on the report in a bit more detail, as well as some other stuff that is important for you to know. Aside from that, I want to thank everyone who stopped by my early morning video today. I am so happy to be able to educate you and provide you some much needed insight into the things that are happening across the world in regards to the silent war being waged against us by the powerful few. I highly recommend you guys to watch the video, which will be linked down below in a pinned comment. Before we start, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's get started. That GameStop report was absolutely amazing. Net sales were almost $1.3 billion for the third quarter, compared to the $1 billion in the previous year's third quarter. Furthermore, a lot of the sales were attributable to new and expanded brand relationships between GameStop and giants like Samsung, LG, Razer, Vizio and others. I'm telling you, every company is coming back to GameStop to establish relationships. They understand the newly value proposition GameStop can offer, and everyone but the motley fool and friends acknowledge it. Inventory was $1.14 billion at the close, compared to the $861 million at the close of the prior year's third quarter, reflecting GameStop's focus on front-loading investments in inventory to meet increased customer demand and mitigate supply chain issues. GameStop ended the period with cash and cash equivalents of $1.41 billion as well as no debt other than a $46.2 million low-interest unsecured term loan associated with the French government's response to the pandemic. GameStop also announced new offices in Seattle, Washington and Boston, which are technology hubs with established talent markets. They also secured a brand new $500 million ABL facility, which closed in November just after the end of the third quarter, with improved liquidity and terms, including reduced borrowing costs, lighter covenants and additional flexibility. Other important facts you need to know about this majestic report is that sales were up $250 million, a huge amount that you can bet the media will try to undermine. Also, as of October 30th, 5.2 million shares of their Class A common stock were directly registered with their transfer agent, Computershare. I wonder what the total amount is since then, because on Super Stonk, almost all the posts are people registering new shares daily. So now that we covered all these amazing facts, let's start making sense of all of them. GameStop increased the sales by almost $300 million compared to last year. They added new facilities, new offices and new hires, as well as boasting a huge $1.4 billion parked in their vaults just in case they need it. Do not let anyone fool you. GameStop beat expectations by a very comfortable amount, but the reason why they experienced a loss per share greater than anticipated was because GameStop has been spending a lot of money expanding in inventory, as they have been receiving an influx of customers. As such, due to high demand and expansion, the loss per share was $1.39, but it was not because of poor management or revenue or any type of performance metric. The loss can solely be attributed to investment in their own business, as it is growing at such a pace that it needed to revamp itself. In the 10Q form, GameStop detailed the increase in cash used in operated primarily attributable to merchandise inventory levels and global supply chain issues, which every retailer is having their own set of challenges. Furthermore, many of us were hoping for a big announcement presenting a new partnership with Loopring. This sadly did not happen today, but do not despair, because on their SEC filing, GameStop did talk about NFTs. On page 11, they note, and I quote, "We may face enhanced risks as new business initiatives lead us to engage in new activities." On this note, they detail, and I quote, "We are pursuing, and expect to continue to pursue, business and strategic initiatives, some of which may expose us to new or enhanced risks. For example, we are exploring opportunities in blockchain, NFT, and Web 3.0 technology. Legal, regulatory and reputational risks may exist in connection with activities and transactions involving new technology where there is regulatory uncertainty or where there are different or conflicting regulations. They go on to talk about how engaging in these new initiatives they have exposes them to a variety of risks and such, but the important thing here is that they have once again acknowledged they are indeed working on blockchain technologies centering around NFTs. Something big is coming soon, so do not start losing your head over this. Collaborations take time, and with all the things happening in the world right now, sometimes things get delayed. As such, be patient, but more than that, be grateful and happy that it really exists. Now that we have a solid firm foot on what is true and what isn't, let's talk about what will happen. Expect the media to start bashing GameStop, sourcing their claims solely on the loss per share that was greater than anticipated. Do not expect the media to tell you that the losses were because GameStop was adding more inventory for increased demand. Expect a full array of attack waves moving forward, because they will not acknowledge GameStop's success under any circumstances. I am so bullish about this company now more than ever. GameStop is moving up, and other giants like Samsung are entering into partnerships with them because they see what everyone with some financial common sense sees, which is a company on the beginning stages of a huge turnaround. They won't stop what can't stop, and what they can't stop is GameStop, so buckle up with your crayons in your pocket and your tendies on your fingers, because the last stop is at the moon. Some quick developments: the current 6% inflation is devastating Americans and citizens around the world. Though companies have made good profit marking up prices, experts are becoming more and more frustrated and increasingly worried about what the next phase of this inflation is. Food inflation alone is running very close to 40% right now, and the word transitory can no longer be even acknowledged when it comes to the current economic climate. If this isn't contained relatively soon, expect a huge shift that could see a full global economic retracement. This is serious stuff, and though I am generally well off and have good investments, I feel for the millions if not billions of people who are devastated right now and could potentially be ruined. This is all the fault of the Fed, the Treasury Department, and their weird alliance and need to protect Wall Street. Let's now talk about today. The Fed submitted over $1.484 trillion in reverse repo operations today. Dark pool trades for AMC accounted for 62% of the total volume today, while dark pool trades for GameStop accounted for 48% of the total volume today. AMC had a larger amount of buy orders than its sell orders, with GameStop also having a larger amount of buy orders than sell orders. Now, let's talk about performance. AMC traded bullishly, gaining 5% for the day. All the shorter focus was poised on GameStop today, so it made sense for them to ease off on AMC. The stock traded relatively neutral during the pre-market, staying on the VWAP for the entire time. Upon market opening, AMC dropped below 30 before a quick bounce brought it up. It would continue moving upwards, eventually reaching 33.92. At this point, AMC would begin finding difficulty climbing, eventually breaking support and testing the VWAP. AMC closed at 32.35, above the VWAP. As for tomorrow, AMC will find support at 31.50, 31 and 30.18. Resistance will be met at 32.50, 33.23 and 33.92. AMC is looking good, but this surge it experienced today means nothing. I think AMC will have serious retracements during the rest of the after-hours trading today and possibly go under 31 tomorrow. GameStop traded bearishly, losing over 2% for the day. It opened to a dip that took it from 180 to 172. Here is consolidated for a small period before bouncing up. After breaking above the VWAP, GameStop would run to 180 once again. It would be unable to break higher than this, so it began retracing, falling below the VWAP and trading horizontally for almost the rest of the day. GameStop closed at 173.65, below the VWAP. Shortly after markets closed, GameStop was heavily attacked, dipping all the way down to 160. It began moving upwards after the earnings report, but with little strength. As for tomorrow, GameStop will find support at 162, 160, 158 and 156. Resistance will be met at 168, 170, 172 and 176.50. I am unsure how GameStop will perform tomorrow given the attack of today, but I hope we can move above 170 again and close above it by Friday. Take advantage of this dip now before it's too late. Thank you all for watching my video. That is all I have for you guys today. Big shout out to all the people that showed up by my live stream. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I will link my morning video in the comments below for those that missed it, as it is a very important video. Let me know what you think of the video. If you want to support this channel, I have a Patreon link in the description as well as some one-time donation links for Cash App and PayPal. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Enjoy the rest of your day and to the moon.